Insurance Apprentice 2022 Season 8 is over. Over the last few weeks, I caught up with the contestants as they left the competition. So this will be my second last interview, as I'm now talking to the two contestants who ended up in third and fourth place. A massive achievement in this competition. In fourth position was new Neo Thantsa, and in third position was Masechaba Mahaba. Welcome, Neo, and welcome, Masechaba, and thank you for taking the time to chat to me.
Thanks, Rianet, for having us.
It's a pleasure. So I think first of all, Neo, please introduce yourself and then over to Masechaba.
Okay. Well, my name is Neo Thantsa, and I've been working with Santam Insurance for the past 5 years in the front office as a validation specialist.
Masechaba?
My name is Masechaba Mahaba. Currently business interruption loss adjuster at Cedric. I've been in the industry now for about 7 years. And yeah, that's me.
So both of you made it to the top 4. Naya, you had a tough time throughout. Simon gave you a tough time, but you came out stronger, I am sure. And when you look back at the episode, what goes through your mind? Does your heart still beat faster when you look at it and when he says things? And do you think you could have done things a little bit different when you look back now? Maybe the nerves just took over.
You know, Rianet, looking back at the episodes, I'm actually amazed at how I looked, how I answered the questions, how I handled the tasks, and how I carried myself throughout. It was daunting in the beginning, I don't want to lie, but as the episodes went on, I realized that I wasn't the only person actually in that position or who actually felt like this is a total curveball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Masechaba, you were a shining star throughout the series. Last year you came in with a wild card, and this year you did it yourself. Your last episode seemed a bit tough though. So looking back, what goes through your mind when you watch that episode?
No, that final episode was definitely, I must say, the hardest for me from beginning right up till the end. However, in retrospect, watching it back, I realized how well I did, because I think just after recording, I was sitting there and I was beating myself up and I was like, oh my God, what a horrible presentation. Oh my God, how did I look? Did I look as nervous as I felt? Did I look as frazzled as I felt the whole time? And looking back, it was actually like, it was funny moments, serious moments. My facial expressions were a bit hectic, but all in all, I'm really happy with what happened in that last episode.
Well, you can both tap yourself on the shoulder. It's an amazing achievement to end up there. I would like to know from you, and Naya first, what was your favorite task?
My favorite task definitely was the Hala task, because I connected to it personally, being a woman. And I don't know if it was tactical to be put as the only female in my group, but to a certain extent, it was supposed to work at an advantage, but unfortunately didn't. But I definitely did enjoy that task. Yeah.
And it was fine to work with the guys?
I was 100% comfortable. They were willing to listen. They were open to the ideas, helping out here and there. I really did enjoy that task.
That's great. I think we've grown so much as an industry around that concept. Masechaba, your favorite one?
Oh, this is a tough one. I think I have two. The Sasria task was absolutely amazing for me. I had a brilliant team. I mean, every single person in that group had valuable input, presented well. We all just had a really good stretch session just before presenting. And I think that's why we maybe came across in our presentation and we did so well with that presentation. It also resonated very well with me because, I was at the front line of the riots. So I saw firsthand how many people didn't have insurance because we would kind of drive past those sites and drive to the next place where the people had insurance. So that one was a little bit personal, but also the best teamwork I think, throughout the competition that I had. I had the best team there. And then March was just interesting.
Yeah.
It was like a jam-packed, short learning session. We all
Yeah.
knew nothing about what we were going to present about. And between myself, Neo, and Christelle, we divided and conquered. It was
Yeah.
you look at this, you research this, you read this. And no, but I think your tasks are always highlighted by the people who I worked with on the task more than the
Okay.
task itself.
So I thoroughly enjoy your feedback, and for two reasons I want to mention it. The one is the importance of having the right team, hey?
Absolutely.
Teamwork makes the dream work. And the second thing is the learnings that you take out. Doesn't matter if it's fast or slow or the whole day or 2 hours, but the amount of learnings that you take away from something like that, right? And that's why we do this.
Absolutely. 100%.
Masechaba, this was round 2 for you. And I must admit that I'm quite sad that you won't be able to experience the in-person filming because I think you would have done really, really well there. But how different was this year for you compared to last year?
I showed up more this year, and I think my performance this year kind of resonated with that because it was much, much better than it was last year. But at the same time, the competition this year was insane. The tasks, the people. No, this year was, I think, 10 times harder than last year was.
Really?
Which in
Wow.
retrospect makes me say, well, if you'd put in a bit more effort last year, you might have done better than this year. But you know
Yes.
what? That's how life works. Your
Yeah.
opportunity comes when it comes to you.
Have anyone asked you about the boerewors role?
Oh my God, guys. The Boerewors role is literally, I will never live that moment down. After the episode, I got so many messages on WhatsApp. I got so many messages on LinkedIn. I've been to 2 insurance industry events following the airing of that episode. And I mean, yesterday I was at an event, and the first thing someone said to me is, "Where's your Boerewors role?" So I think the Buri definitely overshadowed me this season.
Yeah, no, it definitely did.
I love it.
No, absolutely.
Naya, what did you learn about yourself?
Rianet, I learned that I'm very capable of anything and everything that I set my mind to. I learned that I'm smart, that I'm resilient, and in a nutshell, anyone and everyone, if you put your mind to, if you set your mind to something, you can achieve it. It only requires the confidence and the discipline to carry it out. And I've grown so much as a person in the industry, as a person personally. And I don't know why, or maybe this is just a coincidence that Masechaba and myself are in the same interview, but meeting the likes of Masechaba, I have fed off their energies and fed off their knowledge. And I'm very grateful for that opportunity.
Yeah. Once again, the reason why we do this competition, let people meet other like-minded people and learn from each other, right? Because you come in as a claim specialist or as a broker or as a underwriter, and you meet up with a loss adjuster and someone
Definitely.
and an actuary, and you learn from each other. So that's the amazing thing for me of this. Complete the sentence, maybe Masechaba, you first. The best part of this experience was.
The best part of this experience was gaining 3 new friends.
Naya,
Definitely.
the best part of this
The
experience
best
was.
part, I would have put it in a different way. I would have said networking, but it boils down to what Masechaba has said. I had no intentions. I was not even foreseeing that I'd meet such amazing people in this competition where we actually made connections. It came down to what started as a competition ended in friendships. And that was the highlight for me. what I can take out of this whole experience.
Why should people enter NIO?
Why not? It has so much to offer. The gaining of experience, educating yourself, networking, the exposure. You actually come to realize how broad and vast the insurance industry is. There are so many things you can do within, and you can go to school and study for something only to realize that there's actually a certain sector or section for you in the insurance industry, and how you as a person can gain, and how a company can benefit from having someone like yourself in that industry or in that company. So everybody that wants to apply should. They've got absolutely nothing to lose and so much more to gain.
Yeah. Masechaba, why?
So why? I think the biggest thing for me, and always the biggest takeaway from this competition, is personal growth. And the ways in which I grew last year are very different to the ways I grew this year.
Oh, that's so good
So
to
if
hear.
you're looking to grow personally, if you're looking to learn, if you're ambitious, if you're passionate about insurance and want to stay in this gorgeous industry of ours, I think take a chance on yourself. There is nothing to lose. Literally, even if you come out in 13th place, just outside of the top 12, you would have gained something from this competition and can only do what benefits you. Definitely enter 2023. Applications are up, closing 30th of September. www.theinsuranceapprentice.co.za.
Thanks for Mrs. Chaba for that marketing angle. I quickly, while we have time, thought I'll mention to those who are listening, because I'm sure you guys have a big fan base, and you are my ambassadors and the people that needs to spread the word further, is that everything will be in person for this one. The elimination rounds will be in Cape Town, Durban, and Joburg. And we want the people from the smaller areas to join wherever they can that is closest. I mean, look at our winner that comes from Bloemfontein this year, right? So from the smaller areas, don't think that you are sitting in a small area and no one's going to see you. And then from the rounds in Gauteng, and Joburg, Durban, and Cape Town, we're going to choose 30 people, and we're going to let them all come in on one day to Joburg, and we're going to do an elimination round where there will be some filming as well. So that will be episode 1, which is very different than anything we've done in the past, right? And then from that 30 on the day, we will then announce the top 10. And the plan is that we film the end of January next year, just because we know that once the year starts, everyone is very, very hectic. And I do believe that we will hopefully attract the right people to say that we film the beginning of the year and then it's over and done. So, and we're not doing fastest finger first and those things. So it's no insurance principles and phase principles that you have to study. We're going back to the way we did it, where it's about ideas, it's about conversations, it's about finding solutions, much more than we really targeting the insurance and phase principles. So for those who are listening, it's going to be an immaculate experience. And like you say, this time, even when you go through to the first elimination round where everyone meets in Joburg, that is already an extremely exciting process and experience. So
Absolutely.
yeah, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you for once again putting up your hand and taking part in this amazing competition. And this will most certainly not be our last conversation. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Thank you
you
very much, Rianet.
Bye.